First, I want to say rest in paradise to Dr. Angelo. She passed away on May 28, 2014 at the young age of 86. Dr. Angelo is known for her books, her activism, and her poetry. One of her most well-known poems is Still I Rise.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise.
I'll rise.
Now, let's get to this cold hard truth. Roll the clip.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Maya her views on interracial relationships.
Oh, thank you. And first, I'm Miss Angelo.
Miss Angelo?
Yes, ma'am. I'm not Maya. I'm 62 years old. I have lived so long and tried so hard that a young woman like you or any other you have no license to come up to me and call me by my first name.
Now, this first part of the clip set the internet on fire because I was raised to believe that we should respect our elders, and still to this day, I agree with that. But my life experience has taught me that just because you're older than me doesn't mean I should automatically respect you. Question: are you someone that is respectable? And just because you're older than me doesn't always mean you're wiser than me either. It just means you're older. And here are some of the comments. This says, I'm 61 and I'm glad I don't act that old, nor do I wish to. This one says, I'm in the South. Anyone older than me is Miss, Mrs., Mr., Ma'am, or Sir, etc., unless told otherwise, which I think is interesting because we can respect people's pronouns, but we can't call our elders Ma'am, Mrs., or Mr., or Sir? Interesting. This one says, I'm 68 and I hope I never treat anyone who asks me a question with such respect. Respectfully, Debbie, shut the fuck up. She wasn't rude when she asked her to address her as Miss Angelo. This last one says, so back to my question, Maya. Yeah, unnecessarily disrespectful for no reason. It was a lot of that in the comments, but let's continue.
To come up to me and call me by my first name.
Excuse me.
That's first. That's first. Also because at the same time, I am your mother, I'm your auntie, I'm your teacher, I'm your professor, you see? The question is, what do I feel about interracial relationships? It is very hard to fall in love and stay there. If you fall in love with the fellow who lives next door, whose parents are friends with your parents, and the same race and the same culture, and you've gone to the same church all your lives and so forth, it is very hard for those two people to maintain an honorable relationship. I mean, two people from the same race and culture throughout the 40, 50 years of a marriage. It is more difficult if you come from other cultures. It's more difficult. But love is love. People fall in love. There is nothing one can do about falling in love. You may fall in love with a person whose family is feuding with your family. This is classic. One sees that in Romeo and Juliet. You see, when the Capulets, when these two families were warring. One sees that when Asian men fall in love with white women, when white men fall in love with Mexican women, or black men fall in love with white women. People don't sit out and say, okay, I'm going to make it hard for myself. I'm going to go and fall in love with somebody. I've got to explain it to my people. I got to explain it to their people. I got to explain it to people in the street. I'm going to have to take care of all the children. People don't sit out to do that. But when they fall in love, I have the feeling that you ought to be grateful for it, respect it, honor it. That is my feeling.
I can agree with that. I'm 100% advocate for black love. I wish all of y'all could experience this, you know, if you're black.
Amazing.
To me, it's one thing to just fall in love with someone outside your race. That happens, but it's another thing to just not want to date your race. And I see that with movements like the Passport Bros. I only hear these men talking about DR, going to Colombia and Brazil. Sure, you may have some men going to Africa, but you never hear about that. And when you do hear about it, it's, well, roll that clip.
I do notice when it's a non-black woman, the donations go through the roof. And that's why it never fails when I say, since I've been out here, that I hate black people or black women is coming out of the audience faster than ever.
And on the other side, you have the divestment community. Black women looking for white men.
Prefer to be with black men. Shut up, bitch.
It's like you're looking to make dating harder than it is. Or maybe you've given up on your race because the black man or woman has hurt you in the past. I'm sorry to hear that. But sometimes you take a risk and it doesn't work out. That's life.
Well, fuck you then, bitch.
And sometimes it's you. You're the problem. And regardless of what race you pick, there you will be, being the problem. So, to be clear, if love finds you, regardless of the race, you should accept it because that's a blessing. Do what makes you happy. But for those of you specifically looking to date outside your race,
I don't fuck with certain shit. I would never like it.
It's just so many good black men and women. Now, there's some bad ones, but there's a lot of good ones. So how do you not pick one of them?
You just told her that she should call you Ms. Angelo.
Miss Angelo. Dr. Angelo.
Dr.
Professor Angelo. Auntie.
Is that part of the problem in this culture that we have? There's not enough discipline. There's not enough respect.
Yes.
Pardon me? I said there's no respect. Hold on, Senator. Stand.
Elders. I'm from North Carolina, and I'm so happy that you went back there.
Thank you.
Because it is a peaceful place. I've been out here in California about 8 years, and there is no respect.
Well, all right, sister, I agree. I only think that the children know only what we teach them. If there is something wrong in the generations, last two generations, which did not carry on the tradition, and I think this is true not just in the black community, this is true in the white community, in all the communities. We have not taken the children to our knees and told them the truth. Darling, here's the way it is. You live in direct relation to the poets, the heroes, and the sheroes you have. Always honor the elders. Oh, then you honor yourself. Honor women. You honor yourself. Honor men. You honor yourselves. Watch your mouth. Watch what you say to another human being. Don't be so ready to be rude. You have to teach the children that. People don't jump up out of cribs, baby cribs, and know that. So somebody has not done the right thing. That's all I'm saying. And you know, it's very difficult to be a teacher. And yet each one of us is a teacher. People are looking at every one of us. There are small people who watch you as you walk down the street. They say, oh, I like the way she walks. Oh, I like the way he talks. Did you see him turn that corner? You see how he wears his hair? People are watching. Small people are watching. So we're all teachers. But to take the responsibility for it, to be a teacher, is to call somebody and say, baby, come here. That's not right. Now, that's not right. That's not right. Now, you take a chance that the person will say, go to hell. Excuse me, but it's true. But still, you have to take that chance with all the children, because they are all our children. The black ones, the white ones, the Asian, Spanish-speaking, Native American, Aleut, they are all our children. I take them for myself. All is mine.
We will be back in only moments.
That's true. I agree with all of that. It needs to be a certain level of respect when you have elders in the room. I'm not going to curse and carry on with you if your grandmother or grandfather is in the room, because I wasn't raised that way. And I would personally take that as disrespect if my mother or father or grands were around and you were acting like these people aren't to be respected. And I love that Dr. Angelo also wanted to put some blame on the previous generation, because you only know what you know. Anyways, I saw this clip, wanted to give my thoughts. If you like this video, you're probably gonna like Shahrazad Ali's Signs a Black Woman Will Make a Good Wife. I'm out.